Welcome to today's daily audio briefing of the Curated News, curated by Sandeep Ohri. I've got my notes ready, and we have a really fast-paced lineup of independent stories today.
We really do. And starting off with the Wall Street Journal, there's this wild WhatsApp group tracking a collective goal to, drink 1 million beers.
But 1 million, that is like a bizarre fitness tracker app, but just for beverages.
Yeah, exactly. And Sandeep actually adds that the current leader averages 4.1 beers a day, joking that adding friends would definitely speed things up.
They'd have to, right? Well, speaking of unusual numbers, the Journal also reported that the U.S. Treasury unveiled a new gold-colored dollar coin featuring President Trump.
Right. And the controversy there is really just about the lack of precedent. Featuring a sitting president on U.S. currency isn't exactly standard practice.
No, definitely not. Moving to tech, also from the Wall Street Journal, if you recently switched to Apple's USB-C, beware of cheap cables. Apparently, they're actually frying motherboards.
Yeah, because longer cables require thicker builds to handle the current safely. The cheap ones, they just skip that.
So we're sacrificing $1,000 tech just to save a few bucks on a charging cord? That is wild.
It really is a false economy. But on the flip side of tech, South Korea is heavily investing in quality. The Journal says they lead the world in industrial robots.
Oh, wow, really? How many are we talking?
Like 1,220 robots per 10,000 manufacturing employees. That is 6 times the global average. Singapore, Germany, Japan, and Sweden are just trailing far behind them.
That's massive. Speaking of massive, the Journal had an update on SpaceX. Their shares just dipped below their $135 IPO price.
Yeah, and analysts are totally split on their 2027 targets. Some project $225 to $300, while another predicts a harsh crash to just $63.
Talk about volatile. Well, looking at the business standard, India is making moves to handle global volatility. The government identified over 1,200 products for domestic manufacturing.
Right, aiming to substitute $189 billion in imports. It is heavily driven by recent geopolitical and supply chain disruptions.
Makes sense. And staying with India, the Times of India reports the country's first 10-coach hydrogen-powered train flags off today. It's doing an 89-kilometer route from Jinn to Sonipat.
Which is huge. India just joined an elite club of only 8 countries actually utilizing this technology.
Yeah, that's a big step. And the money is definitely flowing there, too. The Business Standard notes India's fintech sector raised $2 billion in just the first half of 2026.
That's a 42% year-over-year rise.
Right, exactly. Driven mostly by Credit B, and Weaver. Shifting to healthcare really quick, the Business Standard says the FDA approved Merck's new cholesterol drug, Lipfendra.
Oh, I saw that. It costs $315 for a 30-day supply, but apparently it lowers LDL by up to 60%.
That's a huge drop. And on public health, the Times of India shared that the WHO classified social media, gaming, and Gen AI as major determinants of children's health.
Which is totally understandable. And, Sandeep notes that we should expect India to restrict children's social media access next year.
Yeah, places like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Goa have already declared they intend to do exactly that. And in local news, also from Times of India, Maharashtra just capped app-based taxi surge pricing.
Right, for Ola and Uber. They capped it at 1.5 times the normal fare.
Which is great, but Sandeep questions, when will authorities finally start penalizing drivers for canceling rides?
That is the real question for commuters, for sure.
And wrapping it up for another Friday morning is this piece from the Business Standard about Gen Z making up half of first-time credit card users in March 2026.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that 28% of them built balances of 25,000 rupees or more within just 3 months.
It is so easy to fall into that trap. Sandeep notes your spending just shouldn't exceed 20 to 30% of your income and always pay the full bill. He says behavioral economics impacts personal finances and should be taught in schools. Have a fab day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow morning.